It's alive! Welcome back to the phenomenal cosmic studios of crapness. I am your host, the artist formerly known as the Baby Jesus. Now I'm represented by some sort of weird symbol, I guess. I don't know. Did you get that? I'm going to apply some Orajel before my jaw starts hurting. Nope, a little too much. So anyways, welcome to Fake TV's The Lost Begotten channel. Blah, blah, blah. Good morning, good afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you are. Good evening, even if it's your evening. If it's even an evening. Let me know. If you get a measurement or something, let me know what it's even with. But today we're going to be talking about Hondas. Particularly Hondas. Because, well, for one, I have the most experience with them. So, you know, talk about what you know, right? But for two, the reason why I have the most experience with the Hondas is because they are the best car that you can buy used for daily performance driving. Now, I'm going to talk about in general Hondas across the board. From a little bitty Civic hatchback to a freaking Element, even an Odyssey. You would be shocked at how sporty a little Odyssey can be. And, well, if you do want to autocross it or something like that, there's nothing more hilarious. So, all in all, what we're going to be discussing today is which Honda is the best option for what use, different engine swaps that are available for all of the older used Hondas, mainly 90s models. Cars that you can pick up for between, you know, $200 and $500, depending on whether or not it actually runs at the time. And we're going to be talking about how to modify them for best daily usage. Yes, modify them for daily usage, not just restore them to stock, but what safe modifications can you make that are still reliable and fuel efficient, but maybe a little more fun than what it came with. How to modify your car for bumpier roads, how to modify your car for highway performance, and how to also, of course, autocross and drag race an old 90s model Honda for $5,000 or less. Now, assuming you can do the labor, you're looking at $5 grand. If you can't do the labor, you're looking at $7,000 total project cost, reasonably. And what you're going to wind up with is a car that looks old, that nobody's going to see coming, but that has brand new suspension and a motor with less than 50,000 miles on it. And generally speaking, a power to weight ratio that can get you into the mid to late 14-second quarter mile range for $5 grand. And still, and this is very important, get around 30 miles to the gallon at cruise. Now I say at cruise instead of on the highway because let's face it, some of these cars you can't resist but getting into the pedal a little bit on the highway, so you know. Anyways, howdy Mr. Conway, and welcome to whoever else is joining us. Feel free to request information on any car that you would like to discuss, and that includes after this video is posted. Feel free to comment and ask about whatever car you're thinking about buying, whatever needs you might have. I'll give you some advice. I have done, has it been decades plural now? It's almost been decades plural now, but at least a decade of research and my own swaps. And we're just going to talk about every little freaking thing here. So, what's a good place to get started? Let's go to the internets. I hear there's rumors on those. Rumors on the internet? And I just want to see what is available these days as far as used Hondas and Acuras go. I wonder if this actually works here. Let's see if it'll actually show anything or if I gotta use a different window. That's not promising, is it? Oh, look at that. Yep, it's not showing up at all. Okay. So we're gonna go here. We're going to make the tiny rectangle of science smaller. Or just tell it to fuck off for a while. How about that? Hello! I didn't plan to do this part of the video. I just, got a wild hair on my ass. Hey, why don't we search for what's available right now? And type something in and just not have it do it. Okay. Alright, so we are going to look for Hondas. And I'm going to look around my zip code. Okay. I'm hoping after this it'll let me pull up advanced options here. Let's see, S2000s. I don't think we ain't gonna get no S2000 for a couple grand, but still want to talk about S2000s as a as kind of the benchmark. Because basically, look at it this way. Your choice is Civics, Accords, Preludes. Maybe an old CRZ, although good luck with the aftermarket on that. Del Sol if you can find one, CRX if you can find one. But these little EP hatchback Civics, and even a Honda Fit, and obviously easily a Prelude or Integra. Also an Acura TSX, which is there as an Accord Euro R. These cars can all, with a swap and light mods, go as fast as a Honda S2000. And that's around the track and in a straight line. Now obviously the S2000 isn't exactly known for its drag racing capability, but even with an ECU tune that'll let you open up the butterflies down low. Alright, I want to see if I can go 2002. We're going to go 500 miles. '01 CRV for $3,500. S2000.
No.
Between 15 and 24,000. 23,000. 22,900. 19. Ooh, a Del Sol. Oh, look at that.
Where?
That's an SI. That doesn't mean it has the B16A like a JDM SI would. That has basically a Civic EX motor in it. Man, what a nice little piece. And that's about right for a price. These are all good late model cars. A 95 Civic. Oh, SI. That's cute for $5,000. Well, that thing must be in tip-top shape for $5,000, though. We're not shopping for tip-top shape. In fact, let's just stick to OBD1. To get a car that is going to be the easiest to modify and tune, you want to look at the year range, 1992 to 1995. That to me is the prime year. That's before the transmissions had the problems by trying to get smoother, so you can get a really good automatic in these years right here. 92 to 95. Oh, a 95 LX wagon. Look at that, $1,800. Oh, that's beautiful. Stay away from the passports. Unless you like to work on stuff, stay away from the passports. They were not, what's the word? Designed by Honda. Or really even built by Honda. $2,900, not bad. That'll be in good shape for over $2,000 for an Accord. 93 Honda Del Sol with 300,000 miles on it for $1,900. Now that is what you're looking for right there. This car will take a B16A Vtec, which you can pick up between $1,000 and $5,000 if you want to go ahead and just put a Type R in there. Yeah, you can put a Civic Type R motor in that. And generally speaking, in this range with Civics, B16 is the easiest to swap, but there are mounts and hydraulic conversion kits to get a B18C, but you would have to use an OBD1 to OBD2 conversion. So I recommend B16A. Higher rev, higher horsepower, a little less torque. Now for Accords, torque is not a problem, because you can get an H22 Vtec Prelude motor, an H22 Type S Prelude motor, or you can get an H23 dual overhead cam Vtec, non-Vtec motor, which you very likely find in this car right here, a 93 Prelude SI that already has an H23 in it, but it's got 255,000 miles. That motor just cannot have good compression anymore. Non-smoker, never wrecked completely stock. 25 years of maintenance records available. Oh God, you're killing me, Smalls. I think I want that now. Look at that thing, that's cute. It's got the bra on the hood. Who the fuck still has a bra for their Prelude? Kept in a garage or what? Oh, yes. Kept in the garage. Oh, come on. Trying to get a better view. Oh, come on. That way. No. that could be yours right now. Look at that. There's the VIN number and everything. Oh, that is just badass. If I was shopping for a car, man. Look at that. I think I'm having a crisis. Oh. 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 That's not just an SI. That's an SI Vtec. That is an H22. Did you see the card here? So, if anybody sees this and it has $5,000, like seriously, go buy this car. It's on Auto Trader. The 93 Prelude SI. Not listed as a Vtec. That is a steal. And let me tell you, put a new timing belt, water pump, tensioner, you're good to go. Nothing wrong with that motor. You can throw some engine restore in the oil, and it'll help the scraped sides of those cylinders. Because what you have is a carbon graphite cylinder lining in the H22. It's made to be a very lightweight motor, not just powerful. But see, myself, I would typically want something like this. And I would take the motor that car came with. That's not bad looking, is it? That is horrible. And I would take the motor that Prelude came with, only I would get a Japanese one with higher compression and much lower miles. And I would use it to kick the crap out of idiots like this. Or you could buy this car and de-ruin it somehow. Although, you know, depending on the rims and all, things like this can be good for a beater to take to autocross. But it's just so horrible. I don't know. The rims. See, the rims ruin it. You can tell that nothing here was done properly by these rims. The reason why is these are chrome gaudy fucking fling rims. And what you want is a set of Heineke Sports or something with, you know, lightweight and good brake cooling. It's kind of a miracle that they didn't just horribly fuck with the interior. Give them $500 for that piece of shit. 2. If it works. 2 if it doesn't. And then you go here. Now, just so you know, the TheLostBegotten channel is not affiliated with Honda or the Auto Trader or the website we're about to go to, which is called hmotorsonline.com. Now, it looks like they've finally, actually, after fucking 20 years, redone their website. Oh my goodness. I'm like excited for them, but like at the same time I'm like a little bit confused, because it used to just be so easy to come through here and get right the hell where you wanted to go. But look at this stuff. Look at that. Old disc brake conversion you can put on your Civic right there. By basically a year-matched Civic. So that's going to be a RSX. DC. Looks like DC6, but I thought that should say DC5. But those are from a JDM RSX, which is an Acura, Honda Integra. God, look at that body kit. That is badass. See, now that's tasteful right there. That goes on an Integra. That's front and back. I don't know what the hell that green thing was all about. But yeah, here's the site, man. There's your Integra Type R motor, K24. You can put that in a freaking O2 CRV if you want. H22 will go into all Honda Accords, bolt in, just year matching. B20. That's a Japanese CRV long block. That right there is for turbo building. And those are a few $100s right there. Now again, anybody watching, feel free to ask questions about a particular car you might want to modify. I'll do my best to give you some recommendations. Or otherwise, just, whatever you want to chat bullshit about. Just say hello in the comments. Or in the live chat. Alright. So there is the beautiful thing that went in my old Integra right there. The 92-93 XSI complete changeover. And that's with axles, transmission, ECU, motor mounts, air conditioning compressor, alternator, everything. And these are all 1.6s right here that make 170 horsepower. Except with this one. This one makes 195 horsepower. That is the V16B Type R motor. Now, just so you know exactly which one that is, I can pull that up on the game right here. This car. Well, that's the touring car. My bad. We are looking at this here. 9798 UK. Matter of fact, full screen gallery. So, if you wanted to do a value building project, okay, with a Civic, this is what you want to try to make it look like. It can be black or yellow or championship white. And you essentially get yourself a Civic hatchback and get yourself one of these motors right here. Now, obviously, you can pick up a Civic hatchback with a blown motor in it, often for free. People will pay you to take it away sometimes. Or you can just, give somebody scrap metal purchase worth for it. You can go to a junkyard and find them sometimes. But the uglier they are, the less you have to pay for them. Perfect condition with a blown motor, you're still only getting $500 to $800 for your Civic. If that motor runs just well enough to get the AC to work, so you can prove to me that the AC works, I will give you $800. Otherwise, it's $500. If that motor barely works at all, and it can't get the AC to work, it's $500. Just like as if that fucking motor didn't start at all. But if it's not in perfect condition, $200 for a shitty looking no motor car. Okay? $36.99. Probably about $300 shipping. So there you are at $4,500. What do you do now? Well, that depends on what's wrong with it. Whatever's the worst thing wrong with it, that's what you fix next. Starting with the brakes, then the suspension, and then the steering rack. Now, I'm not going to go through eBay and price all this shit out for you, but you can get a whole new set of reman calipers for $300. You can get a decent set of rotors and pads, a little combo off of eBay for $300. You can get a full suspension rebuild kit with control arms, tie rods, all your bushings and ball joints for about $150, and then $400 for a set of quick struts, or let's see. we're going to try to find the used stuff. Look at that. Huh. Those are adjustable racing seats. Rail time. Just go right onto your Honda seat rails. Del Sol front end conversion. Right hand drive front clip. Got a shitty interior. Replace the whole damn thing. That will go directly in. And those come in really good condition. Those are usually garage kept in the fucking Tokyo parking garage. Type R control arms. I've got those. A Spoon S2000 transmission? No, that's just an S2000. Still an S2000 transmission for fucking $800. Anyway. So anyways. In here they will have disc brake conversions and used suspension off of this car right here. There's 22 pages worth of this crap, and it's taken a hell of a long time to load, so. Any day now, come on. You could take a Civic and just convert it to all Integra shit right there, including an Integra front end clip. That's shocks, struts, disc brakes. It looks like skunk tooth fronts and coney rears, which is interesting. So that might have actually been well done. That's $500 plus $300 shipping. $700, a whole bunch of goodies, and some unique looking shit for sure. Integra rims will go on a Civic. The 4-leg bolt pattern matches. So yeah, of course these guys do too. Mugen front lip. That's not too bad looking. And that's the Civic Type R front lip. Like right there, see? There it is. Spoon carbon hood used. Now see, why would you go on here and buy this used stuff from this one website? Because he's reliable and because he's got good shit. Whereas normally I do recommend eBay for most types of things. Like if you're wanting to buy some new wearable parts. eBay, you know, shop by brand, make sure you're using a good store and all. But there's a lot of things that you want to stick to Honda OEM type stuff for, where you can, if you can. And this is the place to get it. I'm going to convert your Acura TSX to a right-hand drive Euro R. That's just silly. But, you know, that's where you do it. GSR front and rear brakes. You can put that on your Civic hatch. $375, probably $150 ship. So little by little, there are, oh, that's a good set of wheels for a Civic Type R build right there. That's a legit. But little by little, you can use OEM parts every single place you can. Okay, wearable items don't really matter per se, because I mean even the dealership will use some aftermarket stuff for that. But when you use these OEM parts as opposed to getting a fucking eBay body kit or some bullshit like that, that car becomes more and more collectible the more you put on it. As opposed to just being modified for a particular taste, you're trying to bring it to a car that Honda sold. You're trying to make it look like a car that Honda not only built and thought was marketable, but that American auto manufacturers protested the release of in the US. We couldn't get it here. And, you know, the same thing to a certain extent goes with the Type R Integra, because there was only a couple of years where it was released here, and they're really hard to find here. They didn't give us a Type R anything else. They didn't give us a Civic Type R until just recently. They only gave us SIs. But you can take an old Civic or a regular Civic, regular Integra, and you can convert that to a Type R Integra. It's not going to have every last little attribute, but it'll pass. And it will pass, you know, while you're driving it. It just won't be as light, is the main thing. You can get the JDM Type R strut tower bars and everything. How's it going, Neville? Good to see you, bro. Oh, he's been cut off again? Looks like it. Anyway. Oh, silver. Excuse me, not yellow, silver. And for kind of a half-hearted conversion, you could get an Acura RSX. Now, depending on the mileage, you might want to keep that K20 in there. It's got a 2.0 liter, whereas the JDM Type R, what you're looking at, came with the K24, which is what gave it, brilliant bottom end and mid-range torque. But if I was to buy one, I would focus on collecting the Type R body mods, Type R headlights, maybe those rims. I like those rims. And then keep that motor in there stock. Maybe even, if I had the money, buy a JDM Type R motor. And then just run the one that was in there ragged. Wait, put it off until I need it. But all the other stuff, collect it while it's available. You know. Now these little guys here, you're gonna let me full screen this one, but they made an SI that came to America with that body style, and they're relatively hard to find. The only way you're gonna get one cheap, however, is if they had motor problems. But it's a K20 in there, which means, see at the bottom it says the weight, it's 1,190 kilograms. You can put a K24 in there it can't be right. Well, there, that's 1270. Apparently, the Integra weighs the same as that little tiny Civic hatch. I mean, I guess that makes sense. I don't know why, I just thought that was, I always thought that was lighter. But I guess it's actually a little bit heavier. 1180 and 1190. they also use the, there's a K20 in there. In the 2012 and 2012 to 2014, I believe, Civics, they use that K24. If you like this body style, which is actually a really rigid, great handling body, you can get an 05 with that body style, and then go and find a wrecked 2013 or 2014 Civic with the K24, pull the motor out of it. Now this body style of Accord right here came to America with no good options. There are 97, 98, 99 you basically just want to stay away from. And then you have 2000 and 2001, just hard to find. But this was the Accord that made Accords boring, right there. That was a phenomenally good seller. And this particular version is the Accord Euro R, which has a motor similar to the Prelude's H22. See, it has 2.156 cc's. I actually don't think that's correct. But, anyways. The F20, similar code name to the F20 that they put in an S2000. When in the 98 and 99, it's possible that they made an F22 for this one. But 2.156 is H22 specs. But you can take one of those used H22 motors, even an H22 Type S motor, and put it into one of those cars. Type S motor is going to be OBD2, so OBD2 Accord, you're shitting in tall cotton. It's going to work good. Now you might remember that the under those B series motors that we were just looking at, you had that SIRG or SIR2, right? EG. That motor was from that Civic in Japan. That Civic in Japan being a nice trim model with a fast motor. But obviously around here, that's just a little Civic hatch. They never really made anything special out of that. But you can make yourself an SI conversion out of that. That's a 93 to 95 Civic. And it only weighs 1,040 kilograms. So, like, you know, you take the freaking back seats out of it, strip a little bit of the interior, get a lightweight battery, and you're under 1,000 kilograms. That's a fucking Adderall case of that, and you'd still be under 1,000 kilograms. And under 1,000 kilograms, let me tell you, that little 167 horsepower, oh, it sings. And look where it makes it to, at 7,800 RPM. That red line is 8,300. And again, what other way is there to build value into an old Civic? You know what I mean? You put rims on it, lower it, all of those things that make things personalized, that ruins the car, that ruins the value of the car. But if you say that car is JDM SIR spec replica, you'd be like, oh, I want to know what that's like to drive. That was one of the first little hot hatches. And personally, once you get it looking right, so the proper one-piece front headlights, or front, one-piece headlights, tinted windows, a little black spoiler in the front. I think it's a good-looking car. But not for me personally, because I'm fucking 6'3", and that's just too much of a squeeze. I know, it was 92. So 91 is when they had the little boxy square eyes right there. 91 is when they ended that. 92. Oh, no, well, 92 in America, 91 in Japan. Everything's a year offset in Japan. These are really wide cars for the size. They're actually fairly roomy on the inside for the size too. That's mostly a function of the width. But that wide stance sure helps them get around on the highway. They can take some pretty high-speed corners. Now, of course, you might get really lucky. I know Joey's been eyeballing a few of these. Now, just be warned, a lot of the ads you see for this car are scam ads. They're bullshit. They're fiction. People don't really want to sell this car. This is not a car that you should find for sale. There must be a reason that somebody has to sell this car. But if you can find one, chances are it's going to have really high mileage. but you can directly swap that motor. See the SI Vtec motor? That's the rare fast motor. You can directly swap that into the US market car. All you need to do is change your power steering hoses over. But one thing about this one is there are no stock parts that are going to make it handle better. Believe me, I've looked. This is not an autocross car. This is not a drag race car. This is a highway cruising car. 1,280 kilograms for a Honda is quite heavy. But it's got a very broad power band. So it's actually very good on the highway. And the length and weight of it also make it very good on the highway. Now here, SIR S-Spec. And even, that's a driver's car on the highway. So that's got the H22 Type S engine without having the sunroof and all the extra goodies. So it's like 10 kilograms lighter. But, you know, with Preludes, you're looking at a car you're going to probably pay $4 grand for, and if you fix it up, it's going to be worth $5. Or you'll pay $5 grand for it. Or more. But you will be very hard pressed to get that car to go around a track like an S2000. And you will not do it with stock suspension. Your original S2000, 1,240 kilograms. It's 80 kilograms lighter. Rear-wheel drive, lower center of gravity, better balanced front to rear. So it's gonna run circles around that front-wheel drive. Front heavy, 1,270. Okay, still 30K heavier. Similar power all the way through the power band. A Prelude probably beat an S2000 in a drag race. That's about it. Because an S2000 doesn't get going in first gear. It's going at the top of second. Now there's an underrated car if you can find one right there. That's a 3.2. But if you can find the 2.2 CL from like 01, you can put a Prelude Type S motor in there. The V6 will be faster, but you could make that car handle better and get better gas mileage and still be pretty damn quick. I just think it'd be a cool build. But that is a very heavy car, so you'd have to find some kind of way to work around some more of the weight. Now you'd probably gain, I don't know, or you'd probably lose 50 kilograms just from the difference in the weight of the motors. You know, the H22 weighs a lot less, but then you're still at 1,500 kilograms. And of course the Integra. Really? Now, it's getting harder and harder to find these in good condition. But if you can find a GSR in good condition, leave it the hell alone. Don't do anything to it. If you find a regular Integra in really good condition, leave it the hell alone. Don't do anything to it. But if you find a base model Integra that's been owned by an Integra owner, which I'm ashamed to say I am one. I'm pretty typical too. I beat the hell out of my Integra. If you find one that's been beat to hell, the way many of them have been, even by even one of the dark green 4-door automatics that a college girl puked in, you know. See what the motor's doing. If the motor's good for a while, don't do nothing to the motor. Get some halo projector headlights. Get a 5-lug conversion. Oh, buy 5-lug conversion. Because they're better. And you get bigger brakes. The Type R brakes. In fact, what you're looking for is a Type R 5-lug conversion. And you may in fact be able to find on H Motors occasionally one for the sedan as well. But if you're just finding a coupe, it's not usually a problem. And you can get the shocks, struts, control arms, and the brakes from an Integra Type R from Japan and put them on that little old regular Integra beater that you got. And then get your ass to work on the body. Okay. So you didn't have to go buy a bunch of brand new shit and spend $1,500. Or, well, really, suspension and brakes, probably $2,500 on brand new shit. And guess what? Those JDM stock OEM parts, instead of decreasing the value of the car like the more expensive shit does, that's actually increased the value of your car. You've made it collectible. It doesn't matter that it's used. It's OEM. You've made something that belongs there. But that, again, American manufacturers wouldn't let that fucking car come here for 2 years because it did a 14.1 second quarter mile. Or no, excuse me, a 14.2. And the 96 Mustang did a 14.1. So you could go and get your Mustang, or you could get an Integra that went almost as fast and got better gas mileage, had a better sound system, was more comfortable, more reliable, just better built all around than a Mustang. And safer. It's a safe car. Relatively speaking. So what do you think, Mr. Conway? Is this a boring video? Or is any of this fucking interesting? So, there's your Acura TSX, which is the Honda Integra that they brought to America. And it's basically just a smooth, streamlined version with a more plush interior. And they didn't give you a decent motor option. So, take advantage of the pluses, the interior. Get the OEM front lip spoiler, get the OEM rear spoiler. OEM accessories add value. Aftermarket accessories ruin the value. Like you take a $500 car and put a $500 spoiler on it, you've now got a $300 car. Okay? You take a $500 car and put a $150 OEM spoiler on it, now you've got a $550 car. So you spend $150 and you're raising the value 50, but you know you're still raising the value instead of ruining it. And what you're trying to do is make something fun for yourself that when you want to sell, when and if you want to sell, for one, those things that you added to it aren't going to go to shit because they're OEM Honda stuff, so they're going to last longer. But it's going to have a broader market value. It's going to have legit value. Like that's value you can check off when you go to Auto Traders. Is it's going to ask you if those accessories are on there, because those are the stock accessories. And like, you know, if you're trying to get the value of your car, you don't go to, like I don't go to the Integra base model for my Integra, because I have an Integra Type R conversion. So I go to the Type R. And you're looking at a median value between that collectible Type R and the base model. That's what you deserve. Or you go to the Type R and you go down one condition. So if it's in good condition, you go down to poor condition. See? A lot of these little tiny cars, you're never going to find them. So not worry about them. You might very well, however, find yourself a Honda Fit. If you do, I don't know what the hell to tell you. That's for saving gas and going to the grocery store. That's literally all that's for. The only thing you can do to that is put a turbo on it, like Skunk 2 did. That's just kind of crazy. Yep, that's pretty much all. Well, we'll go a little bit over. This is a common component car. Not entirely common. Like, there's a lot of differences, but the same motor, a lot of the same suspension and braking components, same clutch, different axles as the 87 through 90, well, depending on whether Japanese or American. The late 80s Prelude. And that's an A20A motor. But it actually can be converted relatively easy. All those, the 88 and on Accord and the 88 and up Prelude from the late 80s, not the early 90s, can be converted into a B series Vtec. Prelude, I think, is a little bit lighter than the Accord, but they're both around 1,200 kilograms. On the lower side, it's 1,220 right there. Like my Accord sedan is 1,234, so. But I guess we will finish off with the absolute final, hands down, best possible car you could buy to rebuild. And that's mine. Well, not mine. You can't have mine. This is a 1993 Honda Accord. Yep, that's an Accord. I have a $30 OE cut. That's basically my OE mold front lip, and I've, customized it a little bit more than what I would recommend for value building, but I'm not selling that thing. That's for me. That's the way I like it. And it has, let's see, I don't have a good picture of the motor. But actually, we were just looking at a picture from the place I got it from, because I got it from H Motors. But let's see here. On this computer, I have, really, that's the only motor pick I have. So in the bottom right there, you can see H22 Vtec. And you can also see the Spectra Performance cold air intake segments I use to make my cold air ram, so I can block off a metal, it's a little metal black cold air box that I made. And that just kind of blocks out behind the battery over there, letting only cold air into the motor and blocking off the hot air from where the radiator fan lets out. And as you can see, I got brand new cap and rotor, spark plug wires, radiator hoses upper and lower, both gates racing, new primary battery terminals, positive and negative, from the alternator. Like your main electronics in an old car, that's a 25-year-old car, you know. You want to make sure you get your main electronics squared away, and preemptive replacement is always a good thing on your primary voltage conduits. So brand new battery terminals, great thing to do. New radiator, new fan shroud assembly. I actually went with a Dorman reman. I mean a Dorman OE style, so it's like an OE print, but it's brand new. Because you couldn't find the Dormans anymore. But OE battery terminals, and every brand of anything I use is either the best brand there is, or it's something that Honda uses for endurance racing. So you have NGK spark plug wires, Gates Racing radiator hoses, K&N, that's a K&N cone air filter. Not no shitty fucking eBay cone air filter. You don't want to add some crap. Now, also you might have noticed on this car the nostrils way over in the corner here. I mean, and on the hood, those are actually a little more gaping than they look from this angle. And what they do is provide a little ventilation from where that hot radiator air blows right onto my engine's headers. So that's letting some of the heat escape. But also, because of the shape of my hood, there's kind of a vacuum forming right there as I get up to speed. So that's allowing air to get sucked out from underneath the hood and placed over on top of the car. Not quite creating downforce, but reducing some of the lift. I think I might actually achieve maybe just a little bit of downforce with the total modifications, with the front lip, those nostrils, the rear spoiler, and this hood is actually washered up. It doesn't look like it's washered up. That's because I bent down the edges. But if you maybe look by the passenger side wiper, you can see that it's kind of gaped up right there. Well, there's a good ½ an inch worth of clearance behind that hood to let air out over the car. And I think those 3 modifications combined have gotten me significant handling improvements, and I can definitely feel the handling improvements. I was shocked. I wasn't expecting to feel any handling improvement, but I definitely felt a handling improvement. Because stock, that car is just a little parachute on wheels. It's just there's no aerodynamic attention at all. And well, if those little nostrils didn't work, The C63 AMG wouldn't have them. The M3 CLS GTR wouldn't have them, etc. They're done on high-performance vehicles for a reason. And, you know, I studied many different possible ways to go about it, and I just went away. I went that route because I wanted something that just looked a little bit aggressive, but was relatively innocuous, and I wanted the smallest holes in order to risk the least amount of water going through while it rained, while giving me the greatest advantage. So I put them right there behind the headers, and in front of the motor. I mean, right behind the radiator shroud, above the headers in front of the motor. And my car runs nice and cool. It's for an H22, which are known to produce a lot of heat, I don't have any problem. But like, I didn't even like that car that much at first. You know, we got it because it was there on Craigslist. The guy was asking $400, wound up paying $200 with a motor that was leaking water. He wound up completely fucking blowing up the motor because he stole it from us. We got it back, paid the fucking impound fee, and then I ordered an H22. Put it in there. And over time, and especially since I painted it, that's right after the paint job right there, it really just started to grow on me. And those are O2 Accord rims on there from the O2 Coupe. And that would just, you know, well, that's the Coupe spoiler on there too. So I wanted the third brake light. Actually, not fourth brake light. It's got the little red strip on the spoiler. Anyway. That's the spoiler from the Coupe from that year. That's the rims from an O2 Accord Coupe. And I've got the leather interior swap from the Japanese domestic markets anniversary edition. But that needs to be glued back together because the fucking inserts are kind of peeled on the edges. But that's kind of how it was when I got it. Like, I just haven't fucking... just haven't gotten the fucking money to get it done. And I don't trust my own ability to do smooth interior insert work. I've never tried that before. I'd be out there with a fucking butter knife. Probably get really pissed off. Anyway. So, what'd you think, Sean? I think that's pretty much the best one you can go out and get. It's almost as light as a Civic. It's got a rear seat that an adult can actually sit in. It's got a huge trunk. You can put the biggest motor in it, put an H22 in there. I guess the only question is, did I manage to make it actually look good? Or is it just, I like it because it's mine? Because I've like, it's grown on me. It really has. The way that car looks has really grown on me. Like, there's... like, if you were, like, trying to give me an S2000, I'd be like, okay, I will take your S2000. But if you were trying to be like, I'll give you an S2000, but you have to give me your Accord, I'd probably tell you to go fuck yourself. Like, how about I race you for pinks, motherfucker? See what my little EBC brakes can do. I wish I could take it to Unique Auto Sports around the corner and get them to fix, like, the little leather inserts and the little pieces of rubber that are kind of peeling off of it. And my fucking... See the chrome on the top of the windshield? Fucking shit fell off on the highway and just couldn't be found again. Well, my wife drive my car. That fucking thing was like $90 too. I had replaced that. I had ordered one off of eBay. Fucking thing was like expensive. Bitch flew off on the road down there. No way. It's probably still out there somewhere, been chopped up by the mowing machine. Yeah, and that's where I try to go, and like I really recommend if somebody's gonna try to modify a Honda, the simplicity of the work. You want to make it look like something Honda would have built. That's been my general strategy. Make it look like something Honda would have built, and then use as much Honda stuff as possible to get it there. That was the thing. Yeah. Okay, having difficulties here. So, like, I call that car the best car Honda never built, because they never built an H22 power Accord. They should have. Oh, good, the children are being morons. So, anyways, Honda never made this car in a sporty model, but as you can see, they should have. That H22 was a bolt-in. Like, so little modifications required. It's not like I needed to customize a power steering hose. Like, I had to have one hose welded to the other hose so that the one end would fit into the other end, you know? The bracket on the end would fit to the hose that it had. And that's it. The exhaust lines right up. Those headers bolt right on to the fucking Accord's cat. You can't fucking lose. Good job. Okay, apparently I'm going to call this a broadcast now. So, I hope you learned something, and if you're trying to build a Honda or looking at buying an old Honda and whether or not you have it in you to fix it up, feel free to ask any questions you want in the comments. I appreciate you watching. Please click the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Peace, y'all.
It's in my